Sorry, I'm in the middle of something here.
It looks like you just wound up. Hey, Kairu. You fit the description. I have a case for you.
Tokara, that'll be all. So, you also have a problem with my stuff?
A girl's got to do what a girl's got to do, right? It's a man's world, isn't it?
And the letter is your best way of preaching your philosophy, eh?
Am I preaching now?
You got my attention. Barbara, can I have a seat? So,
This is ridiculous. My boyfriend is calling me a stalker. What? It wasn't enough that he played me. He humiliated me. He took me for a fool. And now he wants to get money from me by suing me for stalking him. This brings me back to the point. It's a man's world. My boyfriend can mess around, it's okay. But if I just think about it, I'm in trouble.
So technically, he's your ex-boyfriend?
Really?
Well, essentially it has nothing to do with money.
Then why is he doing this? I've given him everything. Everything he ever wanted. Nothing held back. Even had the pin to my ATM.
You gave him access to your bank accounts?
Yeah, silly me, huh?
Yeah, clearly then this has nothing to do with money.
Then what is it all about?
Well, he simply wants you out of his life. And that's all.
Then why is it at the civil case? I can't believe Jack can stoop this low. Using the legal system to dump me. He ain't a man enough. He could have looked me in there and just tell me it's over.
He's accused you of breaking into his house and slashing the tires to his car and writing with a stone on his car that he's a whore, a bastard, a cheater. On several occasions, you've done that.
All lies, of course.
Are you sure that you did not do all these ridiculous things? Maybe perhaps in anger. Because I know several women who've actually burnt the clothes of their boyfriends, even thrown out the TV through the window. Then it could happen, perhaps. You sure you did not do any of these ridiculous things?
When they catch you with a woman, you're such a dog. Aren't you a married man? Or you're just wearing that ring for a show?
Well, I was speaking figuratively. And yes, by the way, I'm a very happily married man. Now back to the issue. Barbara.
Judging from the way you're eyeing your assistant, are you really happily married?
You know, I'm not the one here with this legal suit. So can we get to the basis of this matter? Can we get to the issue? Did you or did you not break into his house?
It was our house. I paid part of the rent.
Did you slash the tires to his car in the middle of the night when he was out?
Nobody saw me. So there was no proof, there was no evidence. In fact, I did not cut his tires. And anyway, there is no enough evidence to support all his accusations. So are you going to defend me now?
I want to raise a preliminary objection.
On what grounds?
Now, Your Honor, the plaintiff does not disclose the cause of action. And I don't think there's any reason for us to waste everybody's precious time here. This case should be dismissed at this juncture.
Surely counsel cannot be serious. This is an ambush. He ought to have made a formal application so we can respond appropriately.
Your Honor, I mean, this is just a case of love gone sour, which will not burden this court in any way. This case will actually be dismissed immediately, and the two parties given permission to go and sort out their differences like two mature adults. I mean, probably they'll be making up the moment you walk out of this courtroom.
My lord, I object.
Your Honor, it's common knowledge. When lovers fight, absurd, petty, silly, and childish behavior will come out of one of them, or either of them, or both of them. So I don't see the reason why we should waste the court's seriously precious time in trying to resolve a matter that is even non-existent. I mean, Your Honor, you know what I'm talking about. You have a wife, right?
Now that is none of your business.
You know, indulge me, Your Honor. Indulge me. I mean, in any level of idiocy, there will be some sort of disagreement, or especially when a woman is involved in a fight. I mean, God knows that I've had my own share of women's storm.
This court is not interested in your legendary sex life, Mr. Kairu. Nevertheless, I will indulge you, because after the storm comes the calm. What is your point?
That everything goes back to the way it was, like nothing ever happened. I mean, let the two lovers go and calm their own storm. We have no business being here.
Except, my lord, for the fact that this storm was once recorded in the police. And your client was warned and ordered to stay away from my client, but she disobeyed the instruction and continues to stalk him and make his life unbearable.
How can you be so sure? Do you have any evidence to support your accusations? Any witnesses? None. Your client is blowing this tassel out of proportion, and there's no need of building a mountain out of a molehill. There isn't any at all. So if they want to do it, that's fine, but not using or involving the precious time of the honorable judge.
My lord, those are the same antics the defendant played on the police to the extent no restraining order was issued. My client is traumatized, harassed by his ex-girlfriend. She's stalking him in every sense of the word. The legal system must protect my client, or he will lose his mind and take matters in his own hands. I don't know what situation you'd rather prefer, but I'd rather the former. My lord, he's holding on to his final straw, and the intended preliminary objection is without merit. Surely, this matter must proceed to full hearing.
Well, frankly, I'd hate to see this matter drag any further. And I'm not inclined to entertain a preliminary objection at this stage. The trial in the matter of Jack Tapilu versus Barbara Kenaya will continue as scheduled. Call in your first witness.
Mr. Jack Tapilu, please describe to this court the relationship between you and the defendant, Miss Barbara Kenaya.
Barbara and I are, for lack of a better word, you can call us friends with benefits.
Friends with benefits?
Yes, friends with benefit, you know.
No, we don't know. Please expound on that.
We had an agreement. We were not essentially friends, but we were good friends. We were always there for each other. We were...
Now stop beating about the bush and tell us exactly what you know in one simple sentence.
I'm sorry, Your Lordship. What I was meant to say is that we had a sexual relationship without commitment.
Bastard.
Was this relationship agreed to by the two of you?
Yes, it was. The terms were laid out before the relationship began and we were all okay with it.
How long was the affair?
About 6 months.
Well, were the two of you meeting to exchange these benefits?
My place or her place, whichever was convenient for that day.
But you decided to end the affair. Yes. Why?
I met a woman with whom I developed a deep emotional connection, and the woman that I want to commit myself to. And naturally, the agreement between me and Barbara could not work anymore.
Did you inform Barbara on this change in status quo?
Yes, I did. I told her that our relationship could not go on anymore.
I'm assuming the news was not taken very well.
Objection, Your Honor. Those are leading questions. The counsel is blatantly trying to testify for the witness.
Sustained, leading.
Much obliged, Your Lordship. I will rephrase. What was her reaction after you broke the news?
At first, she was okay with it. Some weeks later, when I was out having dinner with friends, I got out to my car and found that it was spray painted with white. My car is black.
What were the images or words that were spray painted on your car?
The words manhole, two-timing cheating bastards, etc.
Why do you think it's the defendant who did it?
She called me on my cell phone while I was gazing at the car and told me that this was just the beginning and that she was going to make my life a living hell. She did it the second time. This time she used the word cheater. I chose to ignore it because I understood she was bitter of me leaving her. She did it the next weekend, and this time she damaged my car. I had to do a full body paint job.
My lord, I have with me a receipt from the garage of the paint job done.
And as usual, she will call me and hurl insults at me.
What else did she do?
She broke into my apartment, took my girlfriend's clothes, makeup, body oil, and destroyed them. She took the shoes and clothes and burned them. And she also tore my mattress with a razor blade and poured water on it. It was a mess. It was a total mess.
How did she break into your house?
She broke a window and squeezed in. That was much than I could handle. I reported the matter to the police. She was brought in and later on released with a warning, of which was okay with me because I didn't want to see her wind up in jail, owing to the fact that we had a non-committal relationship, but I still cared for her as a friend.
You're right.
Now, stop interrupting proceedings, okay? And keep your innuendos out of this court.
Yes, my lord.
Continue.
I dropped the stalking charges and...
More like you had evidence to pin it up on me. All of those women you've messed up with, they're stalking you, paying back for what you did to them. Player! She bastard.
Order! Order!
You're calling my man a bastard?
Yes, I am. You haven't got a man. He comes crawling to me, begging me to take him back, telling me the way you're pathetic in bed.
Hey, hold on. You did not just...
Yes, I did.
Order! Order in the courtroom.
You do not know how to keep a man down. Ever wondered how comes you were just a friend with benefits? Just some expensive Uchi. I got the rocks on my finger. Look at it. Look at it.
Is that why he was with me the entire weekend when you had gone to Nakuru for a seminar? And supposedly you had gone to Mombasa to visit a cousin. Sounds familiar?
No, she's lying. She's lying, baby. It's not true. It's a lie.
Now put a ring on that.
I cannot believe this. How can you do this to me? How?
It's not true.
I cannot.
Stop this nonsense or I will hold you in contempt of court.
I'm sorry, Your Lordship. Sorry. Can I leave?
Of course, you can.
You've not been released by the judge. You'll be held in contempt.
I have to go after her.
It's too late, young man.
Can I go after her, please?
This is not a romantic drama. This is a court in the Republic of Kenya. Now get back to the witness stand. As it is, I've already taken in too much from you. Besides, if she loves you, she will come back. If she doesn't, then you know the answer. And for you, no more drama in my courtroom. Okay?
Yes, my lord.
Proceed.
No more questions, my lord. You witness.
Judging from the outburst we have just witnessed in this court, were you seeing both my client and your girlfriend Samantha at the same time?
I wouldn't describe my relation with your client as seeing.
All right, let me rephrase my question again. Were you having a sexual relation with both women at the same time?
No.
Liar.
What did I...
I'm sorry, my lord. This is so emotional for me.
Keep your emotions to yourself.
But we all witnessed some form of confession.
My client has already admitted to having no relations with the defendant after the breakup,
But that was an insinuation.
of which he already made the record straight.
But how else will we know what happened in Mombasa when you were supposedly there to see his cousin?
Proceed.
Please tell the court what happened when you were in Mombasa supposedly to see your cousin.
It was the only time Barbara and I met after we broke up the affair.
But earlier on you said that you were not having a sexual relation with both women.
It was a weak moment. I was drunk and met Barbara. Yeah, one thing led to another. But I must say, it was a mistake.
It was an accident.
Yes.
You were drunk.
Yes.
Then why did your girlfriend, oh no, your fiancé assume that you were in Mombasa?
I was supposed to travel, but I got drunk and met Barbara.
Oh, and you spent an entire weekend together with all that alcohol, honestly, and you were drunk for 3 straight days.
It was a mistake.
Or as it was when you lied to the court that you were not going out with my client.
Objection!
How else will we know that the truth he's saying is all that he's saying, when all we have is just the car paint job receipt and his word?
Objection,
The police did not even have a case. They even let her go.
Objection.
Nothing further.
Just the person I wanted to see.
Here I am.
Did you get my email?
Which one? Sorry, I was out of the office most of yesterday and I just got in. Why? Was it important?
Would I email you if it wasn't important?
Sorry, I just...
You're joining me for a high-profile $1 million meeting. The meeting starts in 20 minutes, so get up to speed.
But I...
Get up to speed.
The plaintiff calls Constable Susan Mwako.
Your Honor, the defense would like to object the testimony of this witness. This is a civil case, it's not a criminal case, and they did not do proper investigation to the matter.
The police officer is the one who handled the report my client made when he was being stalked and harassed by the defendant. She will ascertain that my client made a report and what report.
It is not necessary, Your Honor. I mean, the officer did not even collect enough material or proof that my client was involved in this accusation, and the case was dropped.
Either way, there was an entry in the police OB.
Okay, then the court will hear the testimony because it is relevant to this case.
What's your religion?
I'm a Christian.
Place your right hand on the Bible. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing else, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Constable Mwako, on 17th January, you entered an entry in the OB of a report Jack Tapilu made in regard to him being stalked by a woman by the name Barbara Kenaya.
Yes.
Do you remember the details of this report?
Quite vividly. The gentleman complained that his ex-girlfriend...
No, they were not dating.
It looked like they were.
No, they were not dating. They had an arrangement.
Very well, then. He complained that his RNG girlfriend was stalking him, and she would destroy his car whenever she had a chance to. He told us that whenever he had a date with his current girlfriend, she would vandalize his car, scratch it, spray paint on it, tear his tires, and so on.
Did you investigate?
Yes, at first we had to establish how he knew it was her. So he gave us a list of the phone calls he had received from her after the vandalization. That is when we called in the lady for questioning, which she obliged to.
What did you make of the investigation?
That they had a disagreement, but she did not do any of those things, or even stalk him. Yeah, she told us that they like going out to the same places, and frankly, there is no basis in stopping someone from going to the same club or restaurant with someone else. So there was nothing really to go by. So the complainant dropped the charges, and we let her go, but of course with a warning.
But a complaint was made and the matter was settled by the police. Well, don't you find it strange that they are here today in a civil suit about the same issue?
Yes, I do, because I thought the matter was over after our warning.
Thank you.
You let her off with a warning?
Yes.
Is it because the charges were dropped, or is it because you did not have enough proof that she was involved with the accusations?
Actually, both kind of happened simultaneously.
All right, and if the charges weren't dropped, would you have investigated enough and found material proof to link her to these accusations?
In that case, we would have had to carry out further investigations and not just rely on what Mr. Tapilu had told us.
What did you make of my client, Barbara, during the questioning?
Well, she looks like a responsible person, from a good family, intelligent. But on the other hand, in my line of work, you find that looks can be very deceiving. That is why we just don't pass judgment by looks only. We carry out investigations and collection of evidence.
Now, did the complaint seem serious to you when you had it?
No, just a love affair gone bad.
Thank you.
When a love affair goes bad, does it warrant the aggrieved party to destroy the other's property or stalk them?
That is a crime and is punishable by law.
Thank you.
You have a...
Please, I'm busy.
It's important.
Listen, I have a presentation to make in the next 20 minutes. I have to go through all these files and understand them. Whatever it is, it can wait. I want no disturbances whatsoever. Do you understand?
It's Jabali.
Not now. What is it?
His teacher needs someone to go pick him up. Apparently he was in a fight.
Oh my God, is he okay?
I really don't know much. I'm just passing on the message.
Thanks.
Is there anything I can do?
No, thanks. Teacher Rachel, please. Hi, Rachel. It's Elsie, Jabali's mom. What is going on?
Where's Samantha? She's supposed to be testifying now.
You stopped me from going after her.
Why didn't you go get her while the cop was testifying?
Because you didn't tell me to go look for her.
That is supposed to be a natural.
Okay, are there other witnesses to call? Mr. Oletepesi, do you have any other witnesses?
My witness is unavailable at the moment, but with a short recess, my lord, I will go and locate her.
Are you referring to the witness, to the lady who stormed out of this court earlier on?
Yes, my lord.
There will be no adjournment. If you don't have any more witnesses, then the defense will have to call in their witnesses.
My lord, if you may, I need only 10 minutes and she's going to be here.
Now, this court does not have the luxury to look for people who do not want to be found. Now she shows up. The devil's luck. Call your witness.
My lord, the plaintiff calls to the stand Samantha Polotti. Samantha?
Samantha Polotti, you're called to the witness stand.
I wish not to testify, my lord.
Why?
I cannot bring myself to testify for my ex-fiancé, Jack. The truth is already out in the open.
What truth?
That he was having an affair with her while he was with me.
Then why did you come back if you don't want to testify?
I came to get the house keys.
Keys?
So that I can get my stuff out before he comes home.
Mr. Oletepesi, this is interesting. How do you want to proceed?
My lord, if you can give me a short moment, I talk to my witness.
No, you may not.
Samantha, please be reasonable.
Now, this court has been turned into a family drama. We do not have eternity, Mr. Oletepesi. Either your witness will take the witness stand, or it's going to be the keys. Which one will it be?
The keys.
My lord, I'd rather not have a hostile witness. I close my case.
Give me the damn keys. The keys.
Can we talk?
Dad, thank goodness I found you. No, I've been trying to reach you for the past 5 minutes. It's an emergency. Dad, listen, you need to pick Jabali up. No, he's hurt. He's been in a fight. No, Dad, please. I don't have all the details right now, and I can't talk because I have an important meeting to go for. I'll give the details to you later, Dad, please. Okay, I owe you. Love you.
Please, let's go.
I'm sorry, Jabali.
Jack Tapilu insists that you had an arranged sexual relationship, that you were just goofing around. Is that true?
Not at all.
So, would I be correct to say that you are in an exclusive relationship with him?
Yes. I was his woman, he was my man. We practically lived together. If he was not at my place, I used to be in his place. We practically spent every night together.
You always went home together, right? I mean, how was this working? Because you were together every night.
We had keys to each other's house. He had my keys, I had his keys. So it was a matter of where we felt like spending the night. The guards at my residence used to know him, which also applied to me. So anytime I could walk to his place and stay there as long as I wanted.
You were very close, the both of you. Did you share any responsibilities?
Since I earn almost twice what he does, and my family is well-to-do naturally, I was footing most of the bill. I assisted him in paying the rent or other bills. I paid most of the restaurant bills and so forth.
At what point did this change to the part now you actually had to get a fiancé?
Honestly, I can't tell. I just remember him insisting on us meeting at my place and out. My visit to his place became less and less. The sleepovers at my place and the weekend out also became less and less. This is the time I got suspicious but that he must be seeing someone else. So I decided to do a little detective work. I followed him one day. I just found him with another woman kissing in the car.
And who was this woman?
Who else? That's Samantha.
Having caught them, as it were, red-handed, what did you do next?
I was crushed. Deeply hurt. I couldn't do a thing. I just watched as they kissed. Just watched. They drove off. I stood there numb. Later that evening, I called him. I told him that I had seen him with her. He was very sorry. He came to my place immediately, apologizing, begging me to take him back.
Which you did.
After a while, yes. But still I was suspecting he was seeing this woman. And to confirm my suspicion, on the day I visited his place, I tried to open the doors, but the keys were not working.
You mean he had changed the locks to his house?
Exactly. On calling him to confirm what was up, he simply said he was broken into by some thugs, so he had to change the locks. Which it was interestingly, I was not informed. I told him we needed to talk. Instead, he was avoiding me. The next thing, I went to his place the next day very early in the morning. He was living in his car. And shortly after, Samantha was coming from the house, which was so obvious she slept there. She closed the door, which was so obvious she had the keys to the house. I called him and told him it was over. I just wanted my stuff. I wanted my bed. I wanted my 42-inch TV. I wanted my leather seats. And I also demanded I wanted the money that I used to pay the rent. The next thing I know is the police calling me about a complaint.
And when you're to meet the police, that's when you found out there were charges against you.
Yep. It was so obvious what was going on. That's why the charges didn't stick. The next thing I know, I'm being sued. No, here I am.
You never spray painted his car?
Never. I wouldn't know where to buy those things.
You never slashed the tires to his car?
Why would I? I can afford 4 cars like those that he drives and won't feel a dent. If I wanted something to slash, I could have slashed my own. I did nothing to his car.
And you didn't break into his house?
Not me. Besides, he has guards at his residence. And he has an alarm system in his house. How would I spend the whole time breaking the window and getting through and destroying the shoes, bed, makeup, where the alarm goes off? To answer your question, no.
Then why are there charges against you?
To prove to his new catch that he was not having a relationship with me. But today, the fiancé had seen it all. He was playing both of us.
Your Honor, nothing further.
You just said that this suit and the police report are a charade for the sake of Samantha Pelotti.
Precisely. I couldn't have said it better.
Why wouldn't a simple breakup suffice? Why would my client go to the extent of reporting you to the police and dragging you to court?
That's a question best to be answered by the plaintiff, your client.
He dumped you and asked you to stay away from him because he is committed to another woman. But you wouldn't let go.
Then why was he with me when he supposedly broke up?
I put it to you that you stalked him to his usual spots, waited till he was drunk, dragged him to your house, and you seduced him.
Seduced him to stay in a place for 3 days. I must be a super strong potent. Listen, if you know where I can get those stuffs, I'll be more than grateful to use an extra hand in that department.
Did you or did you not seduce my client?
Your Honor, objection, please. My client has ably responded to that.
Sustained. Any further questions?
Nothing more for the witness, my lord.
Are you calling any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor. This is not the kind of case that we would spend all our energies on. As I said, love gone sour.
Very well, so the defense rests.
Yes, it does, Your Honor.
Good. The witness may step down. Now, there will be no closing submissions because frankly I don't think that closing arguments would add any value to what we've witnessed and seen in this court today. This is also not the kind of case that I'd like to take a lot of time deliberating upon. I hereby adjourn this court until 2:30 p.m. when I shall deliver my judgment.
We are doing good.
Yeah. We are doing good. We totally taught him a lesson.
Oh, for sure.
That was awesome. The outburst in court totally boosted your defense.
Thanks.
I think my little craziness made him make us win.
Yeah, that's because you're you. All right.
I think this was a bad idea. I'm losing my fiancé and my kiss at the same time.
I'll pass judgment on yourself.
No, it was a mistake. I should have just skipped town long ago.
Let's wait and hear what the judge has to say. I was very impressed with you today. You did a splendid job.
Thank you. Just doing my job.
You were superb.
Well, I'd better head back to my office now.
Well, wait a minute. Here, for a job well done.
I can't accept this. This is too much.
Do you know how much you brought in today?
I know, but this is too much.
No, you deserve it. Please. And lastly, how about dinner tonight? And a bottle of champagne.
Dinner?
And champagne, whatever you want.
In the matter of Jack Tapilu versus Barbara Kenaya, this was a very interesting case with no clear line on who was wrong or right. It is evident that the plaintiff, Jack Tapilu, and the defendant, Barbara Kenaya, had at one point in time an ongoing relationship. This relationship came to an end, though the parties were at variance as to when and exactly how it ended. Be that as it may, what followed was a display of erratic behavior consistent with love gone sour. In a strange twist, it culminated in the two getting back together in a casual encounter, which did last for 3 days before all hell broke loose. It was soon back to drama, with the plaintiff making various allegations of stalking, vandalism, and breaking in. What was missing was hard evidence to back up the allegations. However, considering the extent to which the plaintiff has gone to ensure the defendant steers clear from him, I am inclined to think that on a balance of probability, there is an element of truth in the plaintiff's allegations of stalking and harassment, warranting the court's intervention. As such, I hereby issue a restraining order as prayed by the plaintiff to be in effect immediately after this session. Any violation of the restraining order by the defendant will attract serious sanctions, as contempt of court is punishable by imprisonment. The defendant stands warned accordingly. On the issue of costs and taking into account the history of this matter and the conduct of the plaintiff, I order that each party will foot their own bills. The court is adjourned.
All rise.
I lost.
Well, it's neither here or there, but at least you're not paying the legal fees, yeah? Not too bad. Bye.
You see, I'm okay with it. So long as she's away from me, that's all I wanted. Some peace.